Yeah. Anyway, got a big pay-per-view event tomorrow.
We do.
UFC 295.
Getting right into it, eh? 295. What are your thoughts? Main
Jiri
event.
Prochazka versus Alex Periera. Not complaining with my pronunciation there.
Say it again.
Alex Periera.
What was the first one?
Periera. Jiri Prochazka.
I don't know how to actually say it, so I'm just going to let it go. I think we're probably both wrong. I'm going to say Jiri Prochazka.
Okay. You can say it however you like. I've said it, and I think it's a great fight.
It is. And two great names.
Two great names.
Actual, their names are cool.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
They have.
This could be the baddest name fight ever. I can't think of any other fights with two people with that cool of names. You know?
Yeah.
Jan Blachowicz, that's a pretty cool name.
That is a cool name.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk and what's her name? The strawweight champ. I can't remember her name. Wei Li.
Oh,
Wei Li.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool one. Yeah.
Well, either way, their names aside, they're both incredibly good fighters.
They are.
One hailing from a Muay Thai background and the other from kickboxing. So it's bound to be a hell of a stand-up affair.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, I fancy Alex Periera here.
You do?
I think he's got quite a good shot in terms of the striking that we've seen from him recently and what he can do to someone who walks forward with their hands down, which
Strickland.
It's Strickland, and it is a little bit.
But they're buddies now, so it's okay.
Yeah, they're friends now, so they've made up for that. But Prochazka does spend a lot of time waltzing around with his hands.
He does. There's videos of him going using his head as a target for the other person's hand. Just I don't know why he does that. It's probably because he is insane in the best way possible. But that's not a good thing when you're versing someone like Alex Periera, who's got dynamite in that left hand. You know?
Yeah, 100%. He will clip you. But it's just a matter of now finding out, he did look pretty good against Jan Blachowicz.
He did.
But
he did.
Does he carry the same power at light heavyweight that he did at middleweight? That's going to be the big question that I think will be answered here because I think there's a decent chance that he clips him.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I can just see either of these guys can win and I'll be happy. And either of them can lose and I'll be unhappy. I love both of these guys. They're awesome fighters, great people. But objectively, their styles, it seems like the style doesn't match up well for Jiri. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jiri isn't one to wrestle. Maybe he did before the UFC, but Jiri isn't one to wrestle heavily like Jan tried to do against Blachowicz, against Periera, which kind of worked.
Yeah.
But then he kind of gassed out and he struggled.
It worked in the fact that he didn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
But he lost that fight.
He did. He did. But I don't see Blachowicz trying to wrestle him, really. No. Maybe he can mix it in a little bit.
Prochazka trying to wrestle him.
Sorry. Prochazka.
No, you're right, mate.
Prochazka.
Jiri.
So it's a really interesting fight. I think it is going to be interesting to see if someone shoots and goes for a takedown. It's going to be interesting to see who lands the most significant punch first. I think that's going to be a big telling point in this fight. Yeah,
definitely. And I think the other thing too is what I was saying about, Alex clipping him and that being quite a decent possibility is we have seen in obviously the most recent Izzy fight, but also the first one as well, is once he kind of goes in and starts, he thinks he's got you hurt and he starts throwing a combination, he can be quite vulnerable to a couple of counter strikes too.
For sure.
And that is something that Jiri is quite well versed in.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that is definitely a big danger for him. Whether Jiri is smart enough and has the technical defensive striking ability that Adesanya has to be able to do that kind of thing in the fight IQ. Because that was a really smart move from Izzy to play rope-a-dope on the fence and, bait him in, let him throw a couple and then counter like that.
Yeah.
That was very, very high level. Obviously Jiri is very high level, but he's a lot more unorthodox than Izzy in a way. So
100%. He's a lot more unorthodox than
everyone.
Yeah. I'd pretty confident. There's not many people that walk in there and just the head movement alone, the way that he uses,
or the lack of.
Well, lack of head movement sometimes, but you see sometimes he uses he ducks down and like you says he puts his head out there on like a little bit of dangling it out there, but then he throws something from it, you know, like he uses his head movement and you know, drawing you in to like throw something pretty
to come back with that violent straight.
Yeah.
Like he clipped in his first UFC fight when he knocked that guy out, and like it was literally just bait, clipped him. Now I'm gonna go in.
Yeah,
finished him with that right hand.
I was watching some clips of him set up a head kick from like baiting his head, like he just duck down, like put it right in front of you, and then move back, smack,
dangling that little carrot.
Yeah, exactly. It's very impressive, but will it be something that, you know, bothers Alex Periera? I don't know. He's got, like you say, dynamite in those hands, and he's got some pretty decent speed, you know, coming up from the weight class below.
Yeah, for sure. Alex Periera is one of those guys that he is so technical, he is so powerful, he is very fast, and he's very sneaky with the punches and kicks that he throws. Like the leg kicks against Izzy. You just can't see them coming. There was no telegraph. He just whips them around, but they're powerful and they do damage. Like someone with that high level striking, I think Jiri's going to really have problems on his hands, honestly. Like, if he just goes in there to brawl, I really think, you know.
Yeah. And like you say, with the leg kicks, Jiri typically has quite a wide stance.
Yeah, he does.
Which would also leave him quite vulnerable to those too. So, yeah, it's breaking
unless we see
down.
massive changes in his game.
That's true. And there's potential for that with the amount of time that he's had off. And he has talked about that, I think, but everyone who takes some time off and comes back is always saying how much they've evolved in that time.
And he was injured for most of the time, so how much training could he really do?
Yeah.
You know?
And you can't bring your sword into the cage.
You can't. But Alex also can't bring his bow and arrow into the cage. So
that's true.
It's not Skyrim. This is UFC.
Yeah.
This is UFC 5.
Yeah. Good point. UFC. Yeah. A lot of problems with that game, you know? By the looks of it.
Yeah, that looks like absolute...
It looks like dog shit, yeah.
It does. I'm not a big fan, but obviously you play quite a bit of UFC 4.
Yeah, I haven't bothered getting the new one just from seeing all the...
Is it out now?
Yeah, it's been out for like a week or so.
Ah, shit, yeah. Whenever any content comes up around that game, I always check the comments. The first thing is like, this looks like absolute garbage. Bring back UFC 2. Like, it's like, UFC everyone's 2. Just like, screw this shit. EA. No one likes EA.
No.
But yeah, I mean, getting back to that fight, it's going to be a very, very interesting, fun fight. I think the first round is going to be a feeling out round. I really think that first round is going to be it's going to be quite uneventful in the way of them looking to knock each other out, because they're both so different and technically, you know, the way that they are.
And they've both got each other out. They've both got 5-round experience as well, so they know that you can't just go in there and unload everything in that first round. And you don't want to show everything in that first round either. You know, you want to have some things left in your back pocket in case shit does hit the fan later on. But yeah, I think you're right. The first round will be a bit of feeling out from both parties, I imagine. And then I think the second and third is where we'll really see it come to life. But
I think we could see someone land a very big, significant punch early in the second round, punch, kick, whatever, and someone will get rocked. And I can see a finish in the second or third round. That's what I'm kind of thinking. If it's logic only, and I'm not using my heart, I've got to say, Alex Periera knockout round 2. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I'm not in love with Jiri, so my heart doesn't really play too much of a factor in it. But I agree with you. I think Alex Periera has the skills to get it done, and I think within 3 rounds is pretty realistic too.
I mean, but saying that, it could go either way. It's a very, very close fight, and 100%. Jiri has a lot of ways of winning that fight. But like, if you just use pure logic, it just feels like Alex. Like, looking at past fights, if Jiri gets clipped like he did against Glover by the left hand of Alex, it's not going to end well.
No,
it's really not going to end well.
But like we say, like, he's a very unorthodox fighter, Jiri, and he could go in there, and it could just be a clash of styles where Alex can't can't find the mark. Just with his weird movements and whatnot, and the way that he does strangely set up strikes could just be the answer for Alex Periera's game.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where we can sit here and unload all of this knowledge that we think we've got from these guys past fights, but until they go in there and scrap it out,
they're just too unique of fighters to know really what's going to happen. And they've both got that crazy mindset that they're ready to die in there. Like, it really could go either way. And we have no idea. It could be a submission by Alex in the first second.
Armbar.
Yeah. Toe hold.
Toe hold.
Wrist lock.
Dylan Dennis toe hold.
That's what I'm... All right, new prediction. Alex Periera, round 1, minute 1, toe hold. Imanari roll, toe hold. That's not my prediction, everyone. By the way, do not use our advice as gambling advice because we are not... Well, I'm not very good at picking fights. I'm just going to put that out as a disclaimer. Do it. If you want to make some money, bet against what I'm saying.
No, don't do that.
Bet the house on Jiri Prochazka.
Yeah, bet the house.
But I think we both agree here. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this, so feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.